Welcome to day 30 of 31 days of I am transformation. And the I am statement for today is I am the master of my universe. Whew. That's not holding anything back now, is it? That is a very strong statement. We've been doing a lot of strong statements, but this one puts the icing on the cake, right? I mean, so here's the thing. If I am the master of my universe, if we are not the masters of our universes, then who is? Is it media? Is it society? Is it politics? Is it our partners? Is it our God? Is it our thoughts? Is it our emotions? Is it the other people that we're interplaying with in this society? Hello, Jen, and hello, Lindsay. So there is this aspect of hi, Shannon, if we are not the masters of our universe, then who is dominating and controlling us? Now, this can change. We might be the masters of our universe in this moment right now. Like, for a moment, right? We might be like, I am the master of my universe. And then what happens? We like go on Facebook, or we get a phone call, or we see a post, or we suddenly like look at the sky and we're like, oh shit, no, that tornado is the master of my universe right now, right? I mean, like, so much can happen in a split second. And so how do we consistently own ourselves? And this is really, integrating and incorporating the past month and really adorning ourselves with the divine will, adorning ourselves with that I am statement, and not being the master of your universe in this really egotistical and narcissistic and dominating and aggressive way. I mean, that would totally eliminate all of the stuff that we've done the past month, right? She is the master of her universe, for sure. So how do we really implement and create and take the time to fully allow for the things that we have learned over these past 30 days? So we've recognized that we have this thing called a human design, and there's very intricate details pertaining specifically to us and our design. We are going to start becoming more aware of the gifts that we have through our human design and how to integrate it and share them. We are gaining mastery over our emotions, over our physical body, by eating and putting into our bodies what it needs. We are also taking in this element of breathing in any sort of breath work that allows for us to be a master of our blood pressure, our breathing. So through the past 30 days, we've literally taken how to gain control over each of these elements. And yet, I want us to spend a little bit of time together and write down 10 things that can easily overtake and then control you. Okay, so this can be people, places, things. Think about, when you look at your bank statement and maybe there's not as much in there as you wanted. Automatically, or you are no longer the master of your universe, right? There's this thought of, I don't have enough. Or when you pop open and see that there is all of this stuff going on in the world, right? And maybe there's a political thing that's happening, or maybe there's a social justice thing that's happening, or maybe there's a pipeline thing that's happening, or maybe there's all this stuff that is happening. And you're going, how am I the master of my universe when there's so much out of my control, right? And this is about you being a direct conduit to your divine will, not trying to be in anybody else's divine will. This is about you staying in your lane. This is something I tell my clients a lot. When they start trying to branch out into things that they're not passionate about, they're not pleasure filled about, and they're doing so because it's what looks right according to like the next right step on paper, or this is the system, or this is the process. And yet, whenever we're trying to do things not from a space of our own pleasure and not from a space of our own innate, like our own flame, our own ignition, whenever we're doing something because it's being pushed on us from outside of us, that is a very big key that suddenly we are not in that divine will. We are no longer the masters of our own universe, but we are being sideswiped. Now, obviously, I have this thing called the magical mothering method that I would love for you to join if you're not already in it. And so I truly believe that there are people and there are communities and there are collaborations that help us gain mastery over ourselves so that we can then be and have the tools to go through this process. So I myself am in a collaboration of other women who are entrepreneurs because this helps me be able to grow. And so I create a collaboration for women to help them get to a space where they can grow. Being a master of our universe does not make us interdependent. Being a master of our universe, we suddenly realize that we are a part of this huge macro universe. We are a part of this beautiful alignment and symbiotic oneness with everything and everyone. And when we allow for ourselves to really embody that, where in your body do you feel that? I am the master of my universe. Where in your body does that come up for you? So I'm asking you to do quite a few things in this Facebook Live simply because that's what I always do. I have a blah, 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 blah in 10 minutes, right? I give you everything and then expect for you to go on throughout your day kind of processing and resonating and going through all these. I would love to have you in the Mighty Networks group, magical-mothering.mn.co. I'd love for you to share the 10 things that wipe you out. Good morning, Sandy. I would love for you to, those 10 things, list 10 things in the Mighty Networks group that wipe you out or take away your control or take away your mastery or dominate or can throw you into a whirlwind, right? 10 things. Because when we identify these things, when they come into our awareness, we're going to go, oh, that's on my list. One of those things is on my list. Whenever I read an email by that person, or whenever I see a post by that person, or whenever I see that person talk, think about the political aspects. When you hear one of those political people talk and you're suddenly like, and it takes you out of that mastery, that ability to breathe, that ability to be aware. So we want to shed light on these 10 things. And as we shed light on them, then we can really go forward and create space of knowing, okay, that's one of my triggers. Can I still breathe in that circular pranic fire breath to release and transmute those emotions while going through this process? Integrating and using the tools that we've done together to create space to really integrate all of this work. Because if anything, this last 30 30 days together is all about us seeing that we do have a very unique imprint. We have the ability to gain control over our emotions, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, and to be a divine being having a human experience that we can walk through this world shining our lights, our unique lights, really creating and manifesting for this time. So I'm excited to continue this conversation and to keep this process going in the Mighty Networks, or if you want to comment here about where in your body maybe things are out of alignment, when maybe being the master of your universe is not something that you can even comprehend right now. Maybe that's a really far off I am statement, and that's okay. That's what this magical mothering method is to get you to a space where you have a new solid foundation, where you have the tools to cope and you have the resources to really create space within yourself to be that divine being, living your divine purpose and being a light to the world. So I'm excited to continue this conversation. Tomorrow will be the last day of the Facebook Lives, and then I will be again focusing on those women and probably a few men maybe in the magical mothering method. So I'm going to be honing in on that program and in that space. So if that's something that is resonating with you, or you feel like you would like to do more of this, have more support and encouragement on a regular basis, join in the Magical Mothering Method, join in the Chakra Box so you'll get the weekly text messages and the personal support and the monthly healing sessions and all that good stuff. So excited to see you guys tomorrow, and have a blessed and beautiful day. All right.